Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Dorene Peterson, President of American College of Healthcare Sciences. Thank you very much to everyone for attending our Natural Standards webinar today. We're very excited to share this fantastic resource with you. I'm here today with Lauren Shapiro. She's Dean of English here at the college and also our Director of Communications. Lauren, would you like to say hello?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for attending today.
And I'm also here with Heather Bailey, who is Dean of Students, and she's going to be giving us pearls of wisdom when she can. And Heather, would you like to say hello?
Hello, everybody. Welcome.
So today we're also really lucky to have a wonderful person from Natural Standards, Leslie Rosa. Leslie, hi there. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you. So, and Leslie, everyone, is your point of contact for customer service at Natural Standards. So we will give you some, at the end of the webinar, we will give you some information about how to contact Leslie directly. And of course, if you ever have any issues with any aspect of the virtual library, you can contact your student services person, whether that's Heather Bailey or Joel Strimling. And of course, myself or Lauren are available as well. So we're going to get started. We're going to be around about an hour, and of course we can accept questions as we go. And you should see you should have a meeting dashboard on your screen, and you should be able to type your questions in there, and we will definitely stop to answer those as we go. I do want to let you know that we are fairly new to this webinar interface. It's a new software as a service we're trying out, and this is actually the first time we've ever had two hosts. So at some point shortly, once I've got you once I've shown you how to get into the virtual library and the databases, I will actually hand the webinar over to Lisa, so that's going to be an interesting process. So bear with me if we have a few technical glitches, but I think it should go well. So I wanted to start by showing you how to actually enter the virtual library, which I'm hoping by now your January semester students, you have discovered that already and been spending quite a bit of time in your library. And I went ahead and went into class already, and everyone, I'm hoping, can see my screen, which shows your course home landing page. If someone just wants to chat me a note that they're seeing that. And note also that I wasn't able to mute us today, so because we have another host who's at a different location, a joint host, Lisa. So, thank you, Leslie. Oh, did I just call you Lisa? I'm sorry, Leslie.
That's okay. Lisa, Leslie, Lisa, it's fine.
The L word, right, gotcha.
Right.
Leslie.
No problem.
I'm just ad-libbing here, as you can see. So, as we do go over to Leslie, she will go straight into her screen. But I wanted to show you actually how to get there through your course home. And note that as an active student, you have access to the virtual library and these fantastic resources. But if you are not actively in a class, you no longer have access. So it really is important that you make the most of this resource while you can, and we really feel that it's a fantastic resource to assist you with your studies and your research and your assessment in your program to ensure your success. So here I am in a course home landing page, and you're going to pull down all the way to the very bottom and click on the library room, and then you'll see here library databases, and so that is where we start our journey. And for those of you who have already been in there, you'll know that this is a passworded protected area, and you will have been given your password
Actually, the password is right when you click on library databases. It's in that main page. You just have to look for it.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to head back then and help you find that. You see, I knew Heather would have pearls of wisdom for us.
That's my one.
So here is our password right here. So good to go to this landing page first, of course. So read through this. You'll see that it is passworded, the username ACHS student, and the password lowercase b, uppercase L, library 00. And of course without the quotation marks, and remember the 00, and remember that it is case sensitive. So that's what we need there.
Can everybody hear us okay? Because I see Alicia said that she's not hearing any audio.
Oh.
She may not be called in, so I just sent her a note back as well.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. I think sometimes people may just follow the link and think that that automatically gets them onto the training session, and it certainly gets you in. But if you don't access, you don't call into the number and then access the meeting ID, you won't be able to hear the sound. So hopefully she can get that in a moment.
Thank you, Leslie. And
no problem.
We will have somebody call Alicia and get that information to her, just in case she's not clear on what to do. So Alicia, we can get that information to you. So let's actually head on into the virtual library. So we're in there now. We're going to click on the library databases. And you'll see here on the virtual library, we have a number of databases that you can access. These are the subscription databases, and today we're going to be working with the Natural Standard database. So there you are in the database, and you'll see here it does say logged in, and Leslie is going to be talking more about that. And I think now is a good time to actually pass it over to you, Leslie. Is there anything else that you think I need to share with students here today?
No, I think that's a good introduction, and I think as long as I can get the screen switched over, which I know we practiced a little bit the other day, as long as that can happen here, I can get the database up and running on my end too. So let me get this going here. And can everybody see my screen now? If somebody could just let me know.
I can.
Okay, it looks like something may have frozen here on this end, so let me pull this up. And I'm going to move this. I'm going to log into mine. Okay, perfect. So can everybody see my screen? Okay, excellent. So this is the homepage of Natural Standard. As Dorene had explained, when you access the database through the school's virtual library, it will already log you in. So I know you may have seen the login page when I first accessed the database, but that's just because I'm on my computer versus the school's website. Again, my name is Leslie Rosa. I'm on the member services team here at Natural Standard. I'm your direct point of contact here. So any questions, concerns, issues that you're having with the database itself, you can certainly contact me directly. My phone number is 617-591-3342, and my email address is lrosa@naturalstandard.com. And I know that we've had some students that are entering the session late, so I'll certainly repeat that at the end of the demonstration as well. So to start here, the purpose of today's session is to really introduce you not only to the Natural Standard database, but also the Natural Standard Research Collaboration. And if you're familiar with the resource, I'm certain you'll learn something new today. We do update this training quite a bit as well. We do host scheduled training sessions every Tuesday and Thursday, hosted by myself and my colleague Erin, that you can register on our website or on the database itself. So I'll showcase that to you a little bit later in the demonstration as well. So to start, the Natural Standard Research Collaboration is headquartered here in Boston, Massachusetts, and our mission is to generate evidence-based, consensus-based, peer-reviewed information on the safety and effectiveness of CAM, complementary and alternative medicine. Users rely on the Natural Standard database to reference clinically relevant information on supplements, for example, coenzyme Q10, glucosamine, alternative treatment modalities such as chiropractic and acupuncture, as well as diets. And Natural Standard initially started as a journal club, a group of academic clinicians from Partners Healthcare, Harvard Medical School, and the University of California who recognized a need for reliable information on CAM for both safety and provider liability reasons. Before Natural Standard, there was inadequate centralized monitoring of quality, safety, and effectiveness of these treatments despite known side effects, interactions, and risks associated with them. As we go through the database, you'll see how we research all of the studies and consolidate all of the safety and efficacy information available on these products. You'll see how we meet such high standards of quality, reliability, being unbiased, peer-reviewed, and evidence-based. And each therapy is graded with a report card grade based on the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force. We'll demonstrate how we physically critique each study, and each systematic review within the database undergoes multiple rounds of blinded, multidisciplinary peer review, and all of the clinical trials are analyzed, critiqued, and supported by statistics. So as I stated, we're starting here at the home page. I just want to make sure I don't have any questions here yet. I'm actually going to minimize the chat box too, so if I don't see your questions, I'll certainly be sure to check that chat box at the end of the demonstration. And we're starting here at the home page. We're going to start at the About Us section and go to Editorial Board. And this will bring you to the list of our 500 multidisciplinary contributors, authors, and editors, translators. And all authors and editors are required to either be seeing patients or actively be researching in this area. And as you can see, if you scroll down, the list is quite comprehensive. Going back up to the About Us, we'll next click on Research Methodology. And this will bring you to the databases and journals that are searched, the inclusion criteria, data analysis. Again, all of our contributing authors and editors are healthcare professionals required to be actively seeing patients or actively researching in this area, as well as the review process. All of the content in the Natural Standard database undergoes multiple rounds of blinded multidisciplinary peer review prior to inclusion in the database. And again, it's also important to note here that the database is updated in real time, and monographs are completely overhauled biannually, which you can see at the bottom here. We've actually recently added a new search interface with proprietary search algorithm. If you go to the search box in the upper right-hand corner, for example, we'll type in garlic and hit the magnifying glass here. And what the search results do is it promotes the monograph and the various sections within the monograph to the top of the search results, and then various relevant information listed below. And the database also allows for combination searches, so you can search for multiple supplements and medical conditions at once. Alternatively, you can also use the advanced search option, which is a little bit more cut and dry, but it is available for you for use. Another resource I want to make sure to point out, we also do have several examples and demonstrations that are available. We've actually recently updated the professional database demonstration video to be a quick 9 minutes. It used to be about 50. So that's a great resource for users looking to get a quick refresher, if you will, on the database. But certainly don't hesitate to reach out to me if there's any other specific questions or support that I can provide. We'll next go into the databases. So I'm going to hover over databases and click on food, herbs, and supplements. I'm just going to see if I have any questions here yet. Okay, perfect. No questions yet. And this will bring you to the table of contents page for the food, herbs, and supplements database. And you have the option here to select from over 1,500 natural products, supplements, functional foods, and vitamins and minerals. And you can search them alphabetically here by various category, popular topics. You can search by grade, which we'll certainly get to in just a moment. And for demonstration purposes, I'm going to find St. John's wort. So I clicked on S here, and I'm just going to scroll down and click on St. John's Wort here. And since you're already logged into the database, you should not need any type of username or password. If you do get a screen requesting that, usually that means that you've accessed the database incorrectly, but certainly feel free to reach out to me if that does happen. We can get you back on track. So this brings you to the Natural Standard Professional Systematic Review on St. John's Wort. And at the top of every monograph in the database, you can select a reading level. It defaults to Professional, which is mostly for clinicians. Next is Bottom Line. This is for educated consumers or researchers. Flashcard provides a snapshot overview of potential safety concerns. And you can also quickly view our references here and also relevant news about that particular topic. And if we go back to the professional reading level here, you can also see at the top we have over 100 ACPE accredited CEs and AMA Category 1 CMEs that can be taken right in workflow. You can also print the monograph here. I will say that if you are going to be printing off any of the monographs, Bottom Line and Flashcard are the best versions to do so. Professional could sometimes be up to 150 pages plus. You can email the monograph here, and by clicking on this, it brings up a new box. You can actually generate a PDF of the monograph. If you fill out this information here, it simply provides a link to that specific monograph. You can also send us feedback and submit case reports here. And each systematic review within the database has navigation links on the left-hand side. All blue links throughout the monograph either link to PubMed abstracts or helpful tools like drug lists and examples. And black links mean that the study has not been published yet. Now, before reviewing potential interactions, adverse events, and precautions and contraindications, it's important that we demonstrate the evidence table, evidence summary, and evidence grades. These three sections of the database demonstrate our credibility and scientific rigor. So I'm first going to click on evidence table here, the left-hand navigation screen. And this will bring you to a table that lists all of the studies on these products, including foreign studies, which is important to note. And while other references may simply reference 3 or 4 clinical trials, we actually critique them as well. And so you can see here that if we go to the top of the table of contents page, if you will, you can see the first column lists the condition, second is the study design, third, author and year. And as you move from left to right within the table, the assessment criteria becomes more and more stringent. Columns include how many subjects in the study, were the results statistically significant, did they have an impact, the magnitude of benefit, etc. And if you click on one of these table headers at the top here, a new page opens up with an explanation of each of the columns. Again, it's important to note here that other drug references will reference very few studies, let alone critique them. A Natural Standard uses objective, standardized, reproducible, validated instruments when critiquing the quality of each clinical trial. We also include all of the international studies, which for some of these supplements and modalities can be up to 80% of the information that's available. The information provided is comprehensive because of the potential safety concerns associated with these products, high utilization rates, and lack of quality information available elsewhere. Other drug and CAM references miss valuable data in regards to interactions, allergies, efficacy, etc. I'm just going to check and see if I have any questions yet. Is anyone else hearing an echo? Yes, I'm hearing an echo too, and I'm actually presenting. Dorene, are you there?
I am here, and
can you hear an echo?
I can. I'm trying to locate what the problem is.
I'm thinking maybe if I'm going to try to pick up my.
It wasn't there from the beginning.
No, it wasn't there from the beginning. So I'm wondering, maybe did somebody turn up a volume or?
Okay. I just switched to my handheld phone too. No, it's still on.
Maybe if everybody could mute themselves.
Okay, let's see if that works.
You don't want to mute yourself, Leslie, and I will stay.
No, I won't mute myself, everyone. And is there still an echo? I think it's gone. Can everyone still hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Excellent. Okay, Alicia, thank you so much. You've been great with your feedback. This is excellent. Okay, Amanda, great. Okay, perfect. Well, I'm going to have my handheld version of my phone here too, so hopefully I can get through this as well. So next we'll actually go back to the professional systematic review of St. John's Wort. And we're next going to take a look at the evidence discussion. So I'm going to click on this here. Excellent. I'm glad everybody can hear me now too. Perfect. So this will bring you to this is where the authors and editors summarize in words each of the trials that's listed within the evidence table. And this allows you to easily refer to the study if you do want to dig deeper or if there's any questions about the study specifically. We'll next take a look at evidence grades. I'm going to go back to the top here. So evidence grades are here. I'm going to open up my box again too to make sure I have no other questions. Great. And the evidence grades here, you'll see that we summarize the effectiveness of treatments using an A through F report card grade. A grade A means there is strong scientific evidence supporting the supplement's ability to treat the particular condition. A grade B means there is good scientific evidence. C means there is unclear evidence or the research is inconclusive. And a D or an F means it could actually make the condition worse or have an opposite effect. And if you click on the rainbow grading system button here, a new page will open up explaining and further clarifying the grading criteria and how it relates to the information provided in the evidence table. Again, our grading criteria is strict and helps to promote consistent advice across departments and healthcare disciplines. Another thing that I do want to note as well that I haven't touched upon is that it's not that we are, really advocating these therapies, but we're really providing evidence-based, unbiased information as well. So the information is applicable across disciplines, across the board, and it's evidence-based. So it's a strong resource really across the board medically as well. Now going back to the evidence grades here, so just to take a look here, we're going to click on one of these indications. I'm going to click on depression here. And this will bring you to a comparative efficacy chart, allowing you to compare and contrast treatment options. Comparative efficacy charts offer clinical decision support. So for example, we've clicked on depression here, and you can see the various therapies that are used to potentially treat depression and the various grading scale that it receives. We do also have a database specifically for the comparative efficacy charts, which I'll showcase to you as well a little later in the demonstration. We'll next go back to the professional database here, and we'll take a look at the other additional navigation tabs within the professional monograph. So I'm going to start right at the top here, and we'll click on synonyms. And this is where you'll see a list of synonyms and combination products, and these are also searchable in the search box in the upper right-hand side of the screen. So for example, if you understand that St. John's Wort is also known as Lord God's Wonder Plant, and you type that into the search box, 9 times out of 10 it'll bring up St. John's Wort for you. Let me see, don't have any questions on that. Okay, perfect. Next we'll take a look at clinical bottom line and effectiveness. So I'm going to open that one up next. And the clinical bottom line provides a general overview or summary of the supplement's safety and efficacy. And below the evidence grades here, so if I scroll down a little bit here, you'll see the historical or theoretical indications that lack sufficient evidence. And these are all of the conditions that the supplement has been purported to effectively treat, but there is no scientific evidence to support the claims. Next, dosing toxicology. And the dosing and toxicology includes adult and pediatric dosing concerns, standardization, and dosing used in clinical trials. I'll make sure there's no questions here. Perfect. Next, I'm going to click on Precautions and Contraindications. And in the Precautions and Contraindications section, we provide allergy and adverse event data. And the adverse event data is sorted by system. So as you can see here, cardiovascular, etc. And we've actually also created a new section specifically on pregnancy and lactation. I'll also showcase one of the other additional new features specific for pregnancy and lactation information as well. Next, we'll click on Interactions here. And we have all the interactions information that other resources miss, and includes interactions with drugs, foods, other herbs, supplements, and labs. And if you click on one of the drug classes with a blue link, for example this one here, a new page will open up that provides you with information on the drugs that you should be concerned about. Again, this is really eliminating the need to switch back and forth between references. So I'll go back to the professional systematic review now. And next we'll click on Mechanism of Action. And this is the information on the effect that it has on the system. So what is going on within the body? Which enzymes and receptors does the drug or supplement bind to? History information can be found here. Products studied. This includes all of the brands used in statistically significant clinical trials. It lists products tested by third-party testing organizations such as Consumer Labs, USP, Consumer Reports, among others. Author information can be found here. Again, these are the multidisciplinary contributors who have contributed to the monograph. And lastly, references. In several of our monographs, we have over 300 references that are listed. So as you can see, the list is quite extensive. We'll next go into our health and wellness database. I'm just going to see if there's any questions so far. Nope. Okay. We're going to go back up to databases here, and I'm next going to click on health and wellness. And as you can see, the table of contents page is very similar to the herbs and supplements database. It is searchable by topic at the top here, category at the top if you will, alphabetically, popular topics, and by grade. And for demonstration purposes, we'll click on acupuncture. And this brings up a 70-page systematic review on acupuncture with the same navigation and features as you found in the food, herbs, and supplements monographs. So as you can see here, the table of contents page, if you will, the various reading levels. If there is a specific CE or CME that's listed with that specific modality, if you will, you'll find that up here, print, email, feedback, etc. Going back up to databases, I'm next going to open up the Comparative Effectiveness database. And we have over 2,800 conditions listed in the Comparative Effectiveness database. Each condition links to a comparative efficacy chart, which I had showcased to you just a moment ago. And this is where users can compare and contrast the effectiveness of natural products and alternative treatments. So again, you can see there's different categories that you can search from at the top. I'll click on cancer, for example, so you can see the same type of comparative efficacy chart that you had seen previously as well.
Leslie, can I ask a question?
Yes, sure.
What is case report?
Case report. So essentially, if we click on this here, if there's any type of I think there's a couple of different ways that that's used. If there's any specific issues, it's similar to the feedback option, but if there's any specific cases of someone using the herb or supplement or modality, that actually just provides us with that type of use, if you will. It's a little different from feedback. Feedback is more of just the general concerns or general issues, but the case report is really, if somebody's used this and they want to get that information to us, that's where they can submit it as well. It's similar to feedback. I just think it goes, I'm not sure who that specifically goes to here in our office, but feedback typically goes to a general box, whereas the case report is a little bit more direct to our content team.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Any other questions? I don't see. Okay, perfect. All right, great. So back up to databases here. We'll next click on the Charts and Tables database. And the Charts and Tables database provides categorizations and classifications of all herbs and supplements. For example, you can reference all of the natural medications that raise blood sugar levels or those that may affect heart rate. So for example, we can click on one of these here. So agents for kidney support, for example. So back up to databases again. We'll next take a look at the brands and manufacturers database. And in this database, we have over 45,000 multi-ingredient products sold by retailers such as Walgreens, CVS, GNC, etc. And you can search by brand name and by, or by manufacturer here. And we'll select on a product. For example, I'll click on 100% egg protein. And as you can see, it opens up the manufacturer and also the various ingredients that are listed within that product. And if you simply click on one of those ingredients, it'll bring up a similar type of search result as if you were to search for it in the upper right-hand side of your screen. Back up to databases. Let me just make sure I don't have any questions here. Back up to databases here. We'll next click on the medical conditions database. And the medical conditions database includes over 3,000 searchable medical conditions. Natural standard medical condition monographs offer a comprehensive overview of each medical condition along with traditional and alternative treatment options. Again, users gain access to all available therapeutic treatment options. So for example here, you can see it is searchable by category, etc. I'll take a look at allergic rhinitis. And you can see it provides similar navigation functions here as well. Back up to databases again here. We'll next click on Sports Medicine Database. And the Sports Medicine Database includes sports medicine topics taken from the Herbs and Supplements Database, the Health and Wellness Database, and the Medical Conditions Database. And it covers sports-related supplements, modalities, and conditions, for example, natural products for weight loss, athletic performance enhancement, chiropractic for sports injuries, etc. And as you can see here again, it is searchable by category, alphabetically, popular topics, and grade. Okay, and next we'll take a look at the other databases that are available, Genomics and Proteomics. We also have Environment and Global Health. And lastly, Animal Health. Now moving, let me just make sure I don't have any questions on those here. Perfect. Next, we're going to go into the checkers. So as you can see, I'm just moving from left to right here. So I'll hover over checkers, and I'll click on the Advanced Interactions Checker. And the Advanced Interactions Checker allows users to search for interactions with supplements and brand name products, other supplements, generic drugs, and brand name drugs. So for example, we'll take a look at St. John's wort. The one thing I do want to note as well is that you do want to make sure that you're choosing the specific category, if you will, of the product, supplement, etc. So as you can see, there's several St. John's, but there's several St. John's wort options. I want to make sure that I'm clicking on the dark green option as it's the herb and supplement version. And then you can just keep adding various agents to see what the various interactions would be. So I'll click on Yasmin, for example, ibuprofen. Click on this one here. As you can see, as I keep adding various agents to search with, they get added here to this search box. If you do want to remove any of those agents, you simply click on them here, and then it provides a results summary at the bottom here. And if I click on one of these results summaries here, a new box opens up further explaining those, and you can print that off here as well. And I'll just X out of that here. Back up to checkers. Let me make sure I'm not missing any. Okay, perfect. Back up to checkers, we'll take a look at the basic interactions checker. And this is a simplified version of the advanced interactions checker that allows users to quickly scan all natural products in the database to check for potential interactions. So for example, I will click on this one here. Next, we'll go back up to the checkers here. And we'll next click on the Drugs Depletions database. So the Drugs Depletions database allows you to select a prescription drug and see which vitamins, supplements, or minerals are being depleted by that drug. So for example, I'll click on this one here. Back up to checkers. We'll next take a look at the herbs and supplements depletions checker. And this provides you with similar information to the drug depletions database, but the herbs and supplements depletion database allows you to select an herb and then determine which supplements, vitamins, amino acids, lipids, etc. that the herb could potentially deplete. We'll click on this one here. Back up to the checkers here. We also do, as I had mentioned previously, the pregnancy and lactation checker. It's a relatively new feature of the database too. This provides information specific to pregnancy and lactation information. Pretty self-explanatory, but here we'll click on this, and as you can see, for pregnancy and lactation, acupuncture, you can see the various reviews of that here. Back up to checkers, we'll next take a look at the symptom checker. And the symptom checker allows you to look up symptoms to see potential conditions associated with that. So for example, abnormal eye movements. You can see these various conditions here. Back up to checkers, the adverse effects checker. This allows you to determine which supplements are causing specific adverse effects. So for example, if I click on abdominal pain, for example, I think I'm moving a little too quickly for my computer. Here we go. I'll click on this one here. And next we will now move into tools. So I'm just going to move right over to the right here. As you can see, these are the various tools that are available to you. We'll first click on Therapy Finder. And this provides you with an opportunity, if you enter the various pieces of information here, at the very end, it will provide you with a detailed result of various therapies available to you, alternative treatment options, if you will. There are quite a bit of different components that you have to fill out, though. But nice little tool that's available to you for use. Back up to tools. We'll next take a look at the calculators that are available. We have 28 professional calculators and 16 consumer calculators that are available. So for example, we'll take a look at one of the body mass index one here. Back up to tools. We also have various a dictionary that's available, with over 70,000 terms that's available. You can search in the search box here or alphabetically. Back up to tools. Patient handouts. This is a great option if you are looking to print out any of the monographs. This provides you with the bottom line and flashcard reading levels of the monographs. Again, searchable by category at the top here or alphabetically. So for example, I'll click on Aaron's rod here. Back up to tools. Oh, the other thing I do want to note here, this is also available in English, French, and Spanish here.
Leslie, this is Lauren. Can I ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
I'm just thinking, after going through this, a lot of our students are using this database for personal knowledge, but also for research paper type assignments.
Sure.
So if they're looking at like the Mullen monograph, what would be the correct way to reference?
You know what? I'm going to have to follow up and send you some detailed information on that. I do have kind of a list of how to properly reference the database. I actually had another client ask that same question. So I'll provide some follow-up notes for you to ensure that they are properly referencing the database.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Does that work?
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. And actually, I'll find out too if it is available. May be able to find that on the actual database too. But if there is a way for them to find that information on the database too, I'll make sure to include that specific link for you as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Any other questions? Let me see here. No other questions. To piggyback, are we allowed to share this information with others? Yes, you can share this with others. Usually what ends up happening, if you do want to email it, like I had showcased previously, that would probably be the best way that you can share that information, and quite obviously you can print off the monographs as well. You can certainly share it, but usually what ends up happening too is if somebody doesn't have access to the entire database, it kind of sparks some interest for them to get access to the entire system. But yes, these monographs are able to be emailed, and as I had showcased previously, you can send them a link or you can send them a PDF version of the monograph. Amanda, does that answer your question? Hopefully I can see her say yes or no. Perfect. Okay, great. Any other questions? I don't see any coming in. Okay, perfect. All right, great. I'm going to minimize this box again, but I will check on it in just a moment. And back up to tools. We also do have a recipes database. We have over 1,500 recipes and quickly growing. So for example, I'll take a look at, what did I look at the other day? I'll take a look at an applesauce cereal bar. So you'll see here that it provides you with the serving size, prep time, any of the applicable ingredients that are linkable to a monograph. They'll be blue here so that you can click on those as well. And back up to tools, nutrition labels. We do have, these are all the reference, or the labels, from the USDA. These are searchable within the search box or by category here.
Oh, it's from McKay.
And then tools, we also have a list of products studied. And this provides you with quick links to the products used in clinical trials and tested by third-party testers. As you can see here. Another question that I had at one point is, if we have a listing as far as who does the third-party testing or who we work with specifically, and you can see those are listed here. This also includes patent information as well. Back up to tools, practitioner search. And this essentially provides you with an opportunity to search for various practitioners by category, city, state, country. We also have a listing of, or a database of various training programs that are available. So again, this provides search options by category, city, state, country, etc. And we'll next move to continuing education. And the American Pharmacists Association has identified dietary supplements and alternative medicine as one of the most sought-after educational topics due to the lack of formal training on natural products in core curricula and high utilization rates. And Natural Standard provides evidence-based courses meeting the credit requirement needs of all medical professionals. Our database offers over 100 ACPE accredited CEs and AMA Category 1 CMEs. And as I had showcased previously as well, these courses can be taken right in workflow. It's also important to note that students and other users can take these courses for training purposes without generating credit certificates. Now the one thing I do want to note here too, even if you are a student looking to take these for no credit requirement, you do have to create a personal profile here. And essentially that will ask you to create a separate login that you'll want to make note of as well, because it's not accessible directly because you're on Natural Standard. You'll have to create a personal profile to access those. And essentially I can click on one of these, for example. You'll see here, it will access all of that. Going back to the database here. And next, news and events, the last section, if you will, of the database. So we'll next click on news and alerts. This will bring you to various news and event information, or news and alert information, for example, products pulled from shelves, contaminants, warnings, etc. And as you can see, we do archive these quite a distance back, 2001. Back up to news and events. We'll next click on events. And this will list both U.S. and worldwide events that are happening in the CAM community, if you will. Again, these are archived back quite a distance as well. Next, our e-newsletter. This is something you'll definitely want to sign up for. It's once a month, relative news and event information that's sent out via email. We also have RSS feeds, so if you want to add the news and events from Natural Standard to your desktop, that's how you can find this information here. Webinars. As I had indicated previously, we do host scheduled training sessions every Tuesday and Thursday. My colleague Erin and I host them, very similar to this type of session, except all users are on mute, which you guys are on now, but you do still have an opportunity to ask questions. But certainly, if you do have, sorry about that. If you do have any other additional questions or need some support, you can reach out to me directly as well. And we do also have more specialized webinars at the bottom here, and the archived webinars can be found here as well. Back up to news and events. We also have audio and podcast options that are available. If you want to take an inside look here of the Natural Standard Research Collaboration, you can find that here. And these are the various podcasts that are available too. Back up to the top here, we also have a blog. So this provides, this is updated pretty regularly as well, as you can see here, so certainly follow our blog as well. And then lastly, social media. We have several pages on LinkedIn. You can certainly find us in several different ways here. If you have had a great experience with Natural Standard and using the database too, you can certainly recommend us right on our services side of the Natural Standard LinkedIn page. I'm also on there as well, so don't hesitate to link in with me as well. And you can also friend us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, Dig, and Stumble Upon. And that concludes my section of the Natural Standard database demonstration. I'm certainly happy to answer any other additional questions that people may have. Again, my contact information here, my direct line is 617-591-3342, and my email address is lrosa@naturalstandard.com. So if you do have any other questions or have any issues when you are using the database, feel free to reach out to me as well.
Hey Leslie, this is Lauren. I have another question.
Sure.
About the practitioner search feature you showed us. If
yes.
our graduates were interested in being listed in that search feature, how would they submit their information?
Yep, you can actually, I have a specific form that they can fill out. If they want to contact me directly, they can certainly do that. It's a pretty simple process. It's just a quick form that I have to send to them. And I could actually probably even send that to you to further, that outreach as well. But that's just something that it's just a simple form that takes a little bit of time for us to get uploaded and incorporated, but certainly something that they can be included in, absolutely.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Leslie.
No problem. Any other questions? I don't hear any. I don't hear anything, and I don't see anything on the chat box. But again, if you guys do have any issues or have any questions later on, once you get into the system a little bit more in detail. Once I leave ACHS, how can I gain membership? We do provide individual subscriptions that are available. The typical cost for an individual subscriber is $199. But if you are going to work for a clinic or a hospital, certainly keep in touch with us, because a lot of times clinics and hospitals do either have access, or it is something that they would want to have access to, as you can imagine. So, once you leave, if the clinic or hospital or whatever you're moving on to may not have access directly, certainly keep in touch with us too, because we could not only get yourself membership, but we can also set up the clinic or organization directly as well. I hope that answered your question, Amanda. And Susan, I think Lauren, I believe, is going to be going back in at the end Excellent. Okay, Amanda. Susan, I know that you had missed the beginning as far as how you're logging in and is there a password. The way that you access the database is actually through the university's website. So they will be, Lauren will probably go over that, how to access the system again at the end of this webinar for people that may have missed the beginning section as well.
Yes, so Leslie, this is Dorene again. Thank you. That was very interesting. And if you
Sure.
are able to pass the screen back to me, I can show Susan and anyone else who missed it how to access the database through the virtual library in class.
Excellent. Okay, I am switching the screen over to you, and everything should be back over to your side here.
Terrific. Thank you very much. I hope everyone can see that and hear me. This is Dorene Peterson, American College of Healthcare Sciences, and I do have Lauren Shapiro here with me today and Heather Bailey.
Hello.
Hello. Lauren, as most of you know, is Dean of English here and Communications Director, and Heather is Dean of Students. And in the future, they will be running this webinar for students. But I'm really glad I sat in on this today because I learned a lot. Thank you. It was fascinating. What a great resource. So the way everyone gets to that when you are an active student at ACHS is you're going to go to your classroom. Specifically, you're going to be going to your course home, and you'll see here that we are in, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me just get back into class. Probably it logged me out anyway because I've been out of it for a little bit. So you see here we're on the home page. So you're just going to go as if you're going to go to class. You're going to log into class, which I have to do through my 1Password. And there we are in class. Now you're going to see an awful lot of classes when I open up mine because of course I have access to all of those, which of course you don't. But I've just popped into the Aroma 101 class, and you'll see here we're in our course home. I'm going to pull down to the library module, which is at the very end underneath all of your modules and under your congratulations area there. You click on your virtual library. Really important to read this home page of the landing page of the virtual library. It's going to give you a lot of tools and tips and techniques for accessing the valuable resources within the library itself. And you'll see here it gives us the password. So here we have the password here. In fact, I'm going to use my highlighter here. Well, let's see if I can make this work. My pen, I just discovered, oh, that doesn't work. I just discovered this highlighter yesterday, and I've been dying to use it. But anyway, here it is. And now I have to remember, of course, how I got out of it. Ah, that's right. Thank you, Lauren. Okay, so let's see if we can get that highlighter going. I've been dying to use this highlighter. So here we are. Here we have, so you see I'm not a very good drawer either. So here we have ACHS student and lowercase b, uppercase L, IBRARY, and that is 00, not I guess not an OO, yes. So be careful there. So you're going to go to your actual database. I'm just going to reduce the size of this a little bit and get back to my screen, which is over here. And I have my library database right here. I'm going to double click on that. And here we have the option to put in the password. And I don't usually remember passwords on my computer, so I do have to, enter that every time. I think, yes, I knew that wasn't going to work because it wants me to load that password one more time. So lowercase b, uppercase L, 00. And now I've got writing on my screen. You can see that's interesting. Hopefully that'll go away. And here we are in the databases, and you'll see that we have a number of options here, but today we're specifically focused on natural standard database. And you're in, and you'll see here, as Leslie explained to us, it says logged in, and you should not receive any error message once you're at this stage. If you do, Leslie's given you her phone number and her email. She's a fantastic point of contact for you. You can also, of course, always contact us here. You can email or live chat Joel or Heather or Lauren or myself, and we'll try and troubleshoot that for you as well. So I hope everyone enjoyed the webinar today. You can certainly email us with any other questions should you think of them later. We did record this today as well, so anyone who missed the very beginning, we will, all going well, upload this to the ACHS social networking site. So I'm hoping that you're also all on there, so you can access it there. Let me just check and see if Lauren or Heather have anything else to add.
Only that we have a limited number of subscriptions, so if you don't get in at first, just try back in a few minutes, and always log out so that it's available for the next person.
Thank you, Lauren. That's good advice. So let me know again if you have any issues. And Leslie, did you have anything else to add?
Nope. I'll just reiterate my contact information for everyone. As I had mentioned, I'm the Member Services Representative for Natural Standard for the school. My contact is lrosa@naturalstandard.com. My phone number here direct is 617-591-3342. We are located in Boston, Massachusetts, so there may be quite a bit of a time change for some of you users as well. But certainly, again, don't ever hesitate to reach out to me directly. I'm always happy to help, and if there's something that I can't answer for you immediately, I'll be sure to connect with the correct people to make sure to get your question answered. And I will also follow up on proper referencing and also providing those practitioner search forms for any of the users out there that would like that additional information as well. I'll be sure to send those over directly to Lauren and Heather and Dorene, so that is all available very quickly for you as well. But hope you gained a lot from the demonstration today as well. I really enjoy working with everyone too. So.
Well, thank you, Leslie. That was really great. And just in addition to that, when we get that information from Leslie on those 3 extra aspects, we will do a number of things. We can upload that information into the ACHS network again. We can also give all that information to your faculty, who will put that into the announcements in your course home. So look out for that. Look out for that in class. Go to ACHS and keep in touch with us there. And again, if you've enjoyed this webinar today, we're happy to hear about that on our Facebook page or on our LinkedIn page. And of course, we love hearing from you in all those locations. So thanks again for coming. And we had a nice group of attendees here today, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.